everybody, welcome back to my channel. So the theme for this week's video is simplicity. I wanted to give you guys some simple, easy, quick, realistic meals that you can jump right into your kitchen, prepare with a limited time, but which have maximum flavor. As I always say, please feel free to use my recipes as a guideline, work your own magic, put your own touch, your own flair, and create something that suits you. If you happen to try out any of them, please take a snap, tag me over on Instagram, let me know how it goes in the comment section below. If you have anything to say, anything to ask me, ask away. Let's jump straight into the first recipe. Let's go. I've definitely shared a few stir-fry recipes with you guys in the past on my channel, but this one has a slightly different touch, a really special touch. We're going to add a spicy almond butter dressing and my super special honey glaze, chili, sesame, and ginger butternut squash. The vegetables that I had on hand included spinach, purple sprouting broccoli, cabbage, peppers, mushrooms, spring onions, and some onions, garlic, and ginger. That's just a must in any stir fry. I started off by finely chopping the cabbage and giving it a good wash. Then I prepared the onions, the garlic, and the ginger. I sliced the crunchy red peppers, and to be honest, I kept the purple sprouting broccoli as they were because they were in perfect shape to be stir fried. I finely chopped up the spinach, and then I sliced up the mushrooms. It was then time to prepare the honey glazed butternut squash, and I showed you guys in a recent Buddha bowl video how to do that, so you can head over to that video to check the exact steps of how I did that. I included this step because I think it's such a great addition to this stir fry, which is bursting with flavor anyways, but we're just going to add more flavor by roasting this butternut squash. To prepare the spicy almond butter dressing, I placed some almond butter in a bowl, followed on by some chopped or grated ginger, some finely chopped garlic, a splash of tamari, a touch of maple syrup. You want to add some sesame oil, some lime juice, a touch of water, and chili to taste. Once all of the ingredients was in the bowl, I mixed everything up, just adding the water very gradually, just until I reached my desired consistency. I heated a little bit of oil in a wok, and I placed in the garlic, ginger, onions, and the cabbage, splashed over some tamari, and stir-fried everything for a few minutes. I placed in the purple sprouting broccoli, followed on by the sliced red peppers, another splash of tamari, because we're going to just build flavor gradually with the stir-fry. I drizzled over a little bit of sesame oil and placed in the sliced mushrooms, giving everything a good mix. At this point, you can really season the stir fry up with whatever you want. I just fancied a little bit of black pepper, and I think I added some chili flakes also. So I placed in the spinach, as this is going to just wilt in the heat, and then I placed in the cooked noodles, just mixing everything until everything was covered and I had a little taste and it was delicious. The last thing that I threw in were the spring onions. You might know them as green onions or scallions. So it was time to plate up my delicious stir fry. So I grabbed my plate, I placed everything on my plate, followed on by the honey roasted butternut squash, a good lashing of the spicy almond butter dressing. To finish this dish in style, I added some sesame seeds and some coriander. Another recipe that requires limited time is a red lentil bolognese. I'm going to show you guys how to pack this red lentil bolognese with maximum flavor. Just know that we are going to be using a heap of fresh and dried herbs, and it is going to be delicious. I began by finely chopping up the onions, and I peeled and chopped the garlic. As you can see, I love garlic. I use quite a few cloves. You can use as little or as much as you want. It's totally based on your preference. Then I finely cubed the red pepper, carrots, and celery. I heated a little oil in a pan. I threw in the onions and the garlic, and I mixed everything, just letting it cook down for a few minutes. I threw in a generous amount of sea salt, seasoned with a lot of black pepper, and this was the time to go crazy with the dried herbs. So I threw in some mixed herbs and some oregano, not holding back because we want a lot of flavor and taste in this dish. I threw in the paprika, the red peppers, the celery, and the carrots, and just cooked everything down. I continued stirring the ingredients. At this point, everything should be smelling incredible. I know it's just the starting point of the bolognese, but it should be smelling good. I drizzled in a little bit of honey. This is to take the bitterness away from the tomatoes that we are now going to be adding. So I placed in some tomatoes. Usually I use passata, but I only had some tin tomatoes. So I placed in the tin tomatoes, mixed everything really, really well until everything was covered and smelling delicious. It sounds a little bit strange, but I can usually just look at food and see that it needs more seasoning. So I decided to add in some more black pepper and some more dried herbs. Like I said, we are not holding back with the dried herbs or the fresh herbs for that matter. I threw in some fresh rosemary, some fresh thyme, and a couple of bay leaves. This is going to intensify the flavor, believe me. So I washed and rinsed my red lentils and I threw them into the pan along with some water to cook everything. I gave everything a good mix, placed on a lid, turned the heat right down and simmered for about 25 minutes until the lentils were cooked and they will be looking like this. I would recommend that you stir occasionally whilst the red lentils are cooking, just to make sure the bottom of the pan is not burning or anything like that. I thought it would be a great addition to just pan fry some tamari mushrooms, so that's exactly what I did. I placed my pasta to cook. Once it had cooked, I placed the cooked pasta into the pan with the delicious smelling red lentils, gave everything a good stir, and then it was time to serve this delicious, quick, simple, easy meal. So I grabbed my plate, I layered on the pasta, twirling the tagliatelle, placed on top my tamari mushrooms, followed on by some crushed roasted hazelnuts. To top it all off, I topped it with a little bit of fresh parsley, a swirl of olive oil, and a good crack of black pepper. This was delicious. Thank you guys so much for watching this recipe video. Please let me know if you try out any of the recipes in the week. Tag me over on my Instagram. If you like the video, please give it a like. Comment if you have anything to ask me, anything to say, and I will see you guys in my next video. Everybody have a blessed week. See you all. Bye.